Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Showcase of Las Cruces Marching Band. The Showcase Marching Band is comprised of many of the best and brightest students at Las Cruces High School. The Showcase staff and students are proud to perform for today's pregame. For today's performance, the Showcase of Las Cruces Marching Band will be performing their 2017 production titled Statuesque. Selections include Movement 1, Into the Garden Awakening. Movement 2, Love Song. Movement 3, Escape from Fate. Featured soloists are Athena Perea, Ethan Taylor, and Ethan Seashon. This ensemble is under the direction of Arnold Rose, assisted by his student teacher, Julie Gutierrez. The Showcase staff are Visual Coordinator, David Torres, Color Guard Instructor, Laura Mae Klingler and Carly Casey, Percussion staff, Newell Ramsey, Marching technicians are Cam Lozano, Luis Roybal, Jacob Speller, and Corey Stevens. Drum Major Josue Hernandez is the Showcase Band ready. You may take the field for pregame performance. The Showcase Band would like to thank Principal Jed Hendy, Assistant Principal Bobby Campos, Dana Critchlow, Chris Grubbs, Anne Maria Mora, and teachers for their enthusiastic support of the Showcase Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Las Cruces Bulldawgs.
Welcome back to the Field of Dreams. Jeff Matthews with Nolan Fox as we get set for the 4-4 Hawks and the 6-1 Bulldogs. The Bulldogs beat the Hawks last year. The first 2 years they played, Centennial won. Both of them were exciting ball games, and then last year Las Cruces broke the streak, and they're looking to win their second in a row. The Bulldogs are the road team, so if you're pulling in off Valley in the stadium area, the Bulldog fans, you're on the eastern side. That's the non-press box side. And Hawk fans are over here on the western side, which is the press box side tonight. Hawks wearing their black jerseys, gold numerals, red helmets. The Bulldogs are wearing all white tonight with blue numerals. Bulldogs right now would get a top 4 seed, presumably, if the state playoffs were seeded today. Certainly a top 5 seed. Their only loss is to Cleveland, who's having an outstanding year. Top 4 seeds get a bye. Bulldogs running the gauntlet right now. They've got Centennial tonight, Oñate next week, and then Mayfield in 2 weeks. So it's kind of the city rivalry gauntlet for the Bulldogs, who did it last year and beat all 3 teams. And of course, everybody circles the Cruces Mayfield game whenever the schedules come out, as that's in the top 5 rivalries in the nation. This year, Mayfield's struggling. They did beat Gadsden. That game went 2 days. It started last night and finished this afternoon. The Trojans beat Gadsden 35-0. So the Hawks are going to get the ball first. They will be attacking the southern end zone. There is no wind to speak of tonight. The flag's lying limp in the southern end zone here at the Field of Dreams. Teeing it up for the Bulldogs, Jorge Figueroa. He's a freshman. Done a great job kicking for the Bulldogs all year. Back deep. Nathan Pettis over here on the western hash. And over on the eastern hash is Joseph Hernandez, who had a huge game last week for the Hawks. And the kick is away, end over end, down the western hash, caught at the 5. Pettis to the 10, he's to the 15, to the 20, and he's wrapped up as he gets to the 23-yard line. And maybe got to the 24. It looks like they're going to give him forward progress out to about the 24. So that's where the Centennial Hawks will open up with 7 seconds gone in the opening quarter. The Hawks were down to the Trojans, but outscored them 23-0 in the fourth quarter last week to pull that one out. And Centennial comes to the line of scrimmage. Lance Frost at quarterback, hitting 62% of his passes. 5 TDs and 1 interception coming into the ball game. He's got Gomez a step to his right and hands him the football, and the first play a running play, and he's across the 25 to the 26 to this 27-yard line. Gain of 2 or 3, not much there for Gomez on his first carry. Averages 6.2 yards a carry and has a TD to his credit this year. Bulldogs in their 5. Well, no, it looks like they're in a 4-man down line with one of the linebackers now. That's a 5-man front. Villegas drops down as a nose guard. So they're in a 5-2 right now. Good snap to Frost. Frost takes it. Quarterback sweep coming right. Gets outside the numbers and grabbed at the 30 and yanked down on the Centennial Hawk sideline. Out at the 31-yard line. That's a gain of about 4 for Frost. He averages 6.4 yards a carry. And it's 3rd down and about 3 for the Hawks at their own 31-yard line. Trujillo goes wide to the left. No huddle. Slot to the left side is Matt Hernandez. Rodriguez comes flank to the right, and the tight end jumps on the right side of the Centennial line. Aaron Ocampo's out, pointing at the Bulldogs, saying they did something to draw Mendoza off. Penalty markers are pink tonight. It's Pink Month, cancer awareness, and an illegal procedure call against Centennial. So we're about 45 seconds in. The 5-yard penalty moves the Hawks back to their own 26, and it's 3rd down and 2.
Well, yeah, Jeff, and this is something we've seen from Centennial this year, is the penalties have just been killing them all season long.
Hawks all look into the sideline. They don't huddle. They're taking out Gomez and going to put Rick Tripp into the backfield. And some confusion getting the play in. This is where a huddle might help. As a mini huddle now, 3 yards away from the football, and they're ready to go. 3rd down and 8. The ball at the Centennial 26. Frost with protection, has all day. Now it breaks down. He's flushed right. Grab. He's going to be sacked. Dropped. Forward progress is the 16-yard line.
And that was Eloy Zubi on the sack there. He was able to shoot it into the backfield and bring Lance Frost down for a big loss. And now Centennial's facing 4th and long.
We'll bring up 4th down for the Hawks.
Moves them back to the 16-yard line. Fourth and about 17. A little bit of a high snap. Rick Trupp goes up and gets it and end over end boots it away off the side of his foot. It goes out of bounds. And that's one of the situations where the referee's going to have to walk up the sideline, checking out the angle, decide where to spot it, and they're going to put it at the Centennial 40. So a 3 and out, a sack for the Bulldog defense, and Cruces takes over at the Centennial 40-yard line. Not a good start for the Hawks.
Not exactly, but they've got the ball on, or excuse me, Cruces has the ball on offense now. And we'll see if Centennial can stop this high-powered offense with
Peyton Ball hitting 69% of his passes.
Yep.
Out of the shotgun. Sends Brandon Baeza in the motion and gives him the football on the jet sweep. Puts on the brakes and kind of cuts back against the grain and finds a soft spot. He finds some positive yardage. That was designed to go outside to the right. Instead, he cut it back and went up the middle, and a little bit of a skirmish at the end of the play as Centennial was intent on taking Baeza down. Anyway, it's a gain of 3, and it's 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs at the Centennial 37-yard line.
And what makes Las Cruces High so dangerous, Jeff, is they have kind of a double-headed monster with Brandon Baeza and Chase Cholopek. Either one of them can do anything out on the football field.
2 tight ends for the Bulldogs, flanker to each side. Ball out of the shotgun, back to pass. Cholopek stays in to block. He hits Baeza left side, puts down a hand to keep his balance, crosses the 30 to the 29. That's a 1st down. And a gain of 8. Good second effort by Baeza. And so they'll move the chains and get a new set of downs. They're at the Hawk 29-yard line now. Bulldogs average 47 points a game and allow 14 points a game. Centennial has been outscored by 12 points over the course of the year. They average 29 points a game to the Hawks and allow 31 points a ball game. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Centennial 29-yard line. Ball hands to Cholopek straight ahead, gets to the linebacker level, popped as he gets to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and making the stop, Raymond Valladares, linebacker, a junior for the Hawks, and it's 2nd down and about 5 as Cholopek gets his first carry of the ball game. He had 4 touchdowns against Hobbs, against the Bulldogs' last opponent in this stadium. They went to Carlsbad last week. He's averaging 7.5 yards a carry, which is a huge number. So it's 2nd down and 5 for the Dogs at the Centennial 24-yard line. They'll send 3 wide receivers to the right. Ball going to keep to the right side, and he carries across the 20 down to the 19 to the 18, picks up 6. And that'll be another 1st down for Las Cruces, now at the Hawk 18. So 2 first downs on the series on a drive that started at the Hawk 40, and the Bulldogs are looking like their efficient self right now.
Yeah, and the thing that I noticed on that last play, Jeff, was how the offensive line was really able to push forward and create a hole for Peyton Ball to get through to pick up that 1st down.
They went heavy to the right with the trip set, and that's the direction he went. 1st and 10 at the Hawk 18. Ryan Olson wide to the right. Baeza wide to the left. Good snap to Ball, and whistles blowing. It looked like one of the receivers might have taken off just a count early. And that is an illegal procedure against the Bulldogs. They'll move him back to the Hawk 23. So just as soon as you call them efficient, they have a little bit of a breakdown with one of their receivers taking off just a half a count early. So it's 1st and 15 now for the Bulldogs. Hawks with 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up defensive ends, Leone and Blowers, who really are more outside linebackers than defensive ends. Rick Trupp goes up to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 15. They blitz. Ball gets rid of it in a hurry, throws into the blitz. Melendez at the 20 to the 15, and Hernandez runs him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 13 yards, but it's not a 1st down.
Knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
So Ball starts the game 2 for 2 for 21 yards. And it's 2nd and 2 for the Dogs at the Centennial 10-yard line. So they blitzed from the defense's left side, and that's where Ball threw it. And it left Melendez with a soft spot over there. 2nd down and 2 for the Bulldogs at the Hawk 10-yard line. Ball out of the shotgun, fakes a handoff and keeps him. Blowers blows in there and drops him at the 13-yard line. That's a big loss of 3.
Yeah, Blowers just kind of came out of nowhere and was able to drop Ball in the backfield.
So now the Bulldogs faced with 3rd down and 5 at the Centennial 13 with 7:24 to play in the first quarter. Nothing the score if you're just tuning in. Wide side of the field to the left. Bulldogs attacking to the end zone to our left at the northern end of the Field of Dreams. 3rd and 5 at the Centennial 13-yard line. Aleman goes in motion. Ball fakes a handoff to him, drops the pass, gets pressure right away, fires to Aleman on a wheel route. He makes the catch down at the 1-yard line. That's a gain of 12, and it's 1st and goal.
And a touchdown-saving tackle by Joseph Hernandez. That's already his 3rd tackle of the game, and that was probably the biggest one yet, as he was able to keep his defense on the field for one more play at least.
Back into the balls at the 1-yard line. So it's 1st and goal at the 1. This is where they like to give it to Chase Kolopek. They'll duck underneath center. Ball does. Zane Alley's the fullback. Kolopek, the deep man in the eye. 1st and goal at the 1. Ball pitches to Kolopek, coming left, and he burrows his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Caps a 40-yard drive. Kolopek had 4 TDs in his last home game against Hobbs and gets a short yardage TD for the Bulldogs here. 6:57 to play in the first quarter. So Jorge Figueroa on to try the point after touchdown. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is up, and it's good. 7-0 Dogs, 6:57 to play in the first quarter on LCPS TV and 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
Hawk fans, the Centennial High School Football Booster would like to recognize the following sponsors of Hawks football. Children's Dental Clinic, Jensen Orthodontics, MTZ LLC, General Contractor, Farmers, Sunbelt Rentals, and Campo Behavioral Health LLC.
Center's here. That's the right side, that's the left side.
Welcome back to the Field of Dreams. 6:57 to play in the opening quarter. The Bulldogs 7, the Hawks nothing. And here is Figueroa's kick, and the boot is away, end over end down to the 6-yard line. Pettis to the 10, to the 15, down the middle of the field to the 20, 25, and wrapped up and dropped at the 27-yard line. Making the stop for Las Cruces High, Xavier Jimenez. No flags down, so that's where the Hawks will start. They went 3 and out on their first series. Had 1 sack by Zubia. So it's 1st and 10 for the Hawks. The ball at their own 27-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the short side of the field to the right. Frost wants to throw, fires complete. Vasquez at the 30 to the 35 to the 36-yard line. Ball must have come free. They threw the beanbag like it was a fumble, but if he did fumble, he got back on. I didn't see the ball come out, did you?
Yeah, I actually did. He lost control of it just for a split second, but was able to regain as he was going back down.
Gain of 8. Vasquez with his 14th catch of the year. It's 2nd down and 2. Out of the gun. Snap head high, handoff inside, punching it for a first down. I think that's Leon. When they unpile him, I'll confirm it. Yep. On the carry, Josiah Leon, 5'10", 170-pound senior. Picks up 3. Leon, 6.3 yards a carry, Nolan, 4 touchdowns, a long run of 24. He's kind of in between the tackles runner for the Hawks. And they get their first down of the ball game. It's 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 38. Snap a little high. Frost fakes right, goes left, turns the corner across the 40 to the 45 to the 46. That's a gain of 8 for Frost. 3 carries, 2 yards for Lance now. Last week, the Hawks had a ton of low snaps. And you can tell that's been a point of emphasis this week, as the snaps have all been about head high for Frost tonight. So certainly easier snaps for him to handle this evening against the Bulldogs. 7-0 Dogs, 5:27 to play in the opening quarter, and the Hawks are already at the line of scrimmage ready to go 2nd and 2. Jet sweep coming. Handoff, Gomez lined up out at the left flanker, takes the handoff coming right. Not much there, maybe turned it for a yard. Bulldogs swarmed him down defensively at the 47.
47-yard line, gain of 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 1 for the Hawks.
Looks like that was Jesus Villegas on that last tackle for Las Cruces High.
Linebacker for the Bulldogs, but we've seen him line up at the nose tonight. Here he'll line up at the linebacker spot on 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 at the 47. Frost keeps going left, turns the corner, 50, 45, 40, off to the races at the 35, across the 30 and drop at the 27-yard line. Little head and shoulder fake to the right, came left and got around the edge and picks up a lot of yards. It's a gain of 26 for Frost, and the Hawks are moving the ball now. Aiden Trujillo goes wide to the left on 1st and 10 at the 27. And flags fly and stop the play. A legal procedure against Centennial, their second illegal procedure penalty of the evening. 4:23 to play in the opening quarter, 7-0 Las Cruces, but Centennial's moving it now.
Yeah, I think that was Jordan Mendoza again on the false start for Centennial. That's the 2nd time he's done that today.
Aaron Ocampo talking to the official on his sideline. They protested the first one, as if they thought maybe the Bulldogs were calling some defensive signals that were crossing the Hawks up. Didn't say as much this time. 1st and 15 for the Hawks. The ball's at the Bulldog 32. Twins to the wide side of the field to the right. Frost will hand it off to Leon in between the tackles, and he's tripped up at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards.
Ball taken back to the 30.
Eric Martinez got his fingers on his toes
Bring up 2nd and 13.
to bring him down for a tackle, his first of the game.
2 carries, 5 yards for Leon, and it brings up 2nd and 13 for the Hawks. The ball is at the Las Cruces 30-yard line. Trips to the right. One receiver to the left side. Frost takes the snap, sprints right, looking to throw. Now he's looking to run. He's got the 30, squirts through to the 25. Big collision there, and they bring him down at the 24-yard line, but it's a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd down at about 7.
24-yard line.
Frost, who averages 6.4 yards a carry on a passing play, ends up picking up 6 yards with his legs. Never a bad option when Frost decides to run it. So 3rd down, about 6.5, 7 yards to go. Rodriguez into the backfield in motion. Frost wants to throw, going into single coverage into the end zone, throws it up, and it's broken up by Aleman. Intended for Aiden Trujillo in the end zone. And it's 4th down and about 6.5, 7 yards to go for the Hawks. Aleman had a couple of interceptions against Hobbs in the Bulldogs' last home game. One-on-one coverage, and Frost took his shot, but Aleman up to the task over on the left side of the Centennial offense. That's the right side of the Bulldog defense, the white side of the field. 2:46 to play in the first quarter, and the Hawks will take a timeout. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7 at the Bulldog 24-yard line. Let's pause for 30 seconds on 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
Bulldog fans, don't forget to buy your game program 50/50 tickets and check out the merchandise table for a great selection of Bulldog teamwear. Hawk fans, don't forget to buy your game program 50/50 tickets and check out the merchandise table for a great selection of Hawks teamwear.
This drive started back at the Centennial 27. They're now at the Bulldog 24. The Bulldogs lead at 7-0 with 2:46 to play in the first quarter, and the Hawks are faced with 4th down and 7 at the Bulldog 24-yard line. Aaron Ocampo hopping up and down on the sideline, trying to get his team lined up correctly. They got twins to the left, one receiver to the right side. Frost drops the pass on 3rd and 7. He's got some protection. He heaves it into the end zone. Man breaks open. Caught. Touchdown. Making the grab. Angel Vasquez, 5'8", 143-pound junior, broke open late. That was a long time to try to cover a receiver. Great protection by the lineman.
Yeah, for sure. Lance Frost with easily 3, 4, 5 seconds to wiggle around back in the pocket, get out of the pocket, make a good throw into the end zone for his boy.
24-yard TD pass from Frost to Vasquez, and it's 7-6. Las Cruces. Hernandez on to try to tie it, and the left-footed kick is away, and it's good. So it's the Bulldogs 7, the Hawks 7, with 2:39 to play in the opening quarter. The Hawks score on 4th and 7 from the Bulldog 24. You're listening to Bulldog and Hawk football on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. That was Ryan Olson who we beat. Man, I don't know if to ask him to cover somebody that long, that's a long time. Bulldogs 7, Hawks 7, 2:39 to play in the first quarter, and Hernandez has it teed up for Centennial and boots it away. And he pins him in over at the 10-yard line inside the numbers near the sideline. 15, 20, 25. Alaman to the 30. And that's where the contact comes, and dropped at the 32. So the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at their own 32 with 2:31 to play in the opening quarter. The Bulldogs went 40 yards for their TD.
Score update from Hobbs.
And then Centennial
With 6 minutes left in the
went
first
73 yards.
Oñate 14, Hobbs 7.
Over in Hobbs, Oñate has the lead on Hobbs 14-7. I just heard over the public address system. Wow. Well, good for the Knights. That game's not going to end up 14-7. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Peyton Ball, quick hitter left side, complete to the 30. Wide receiver screen to De La Cruz. He's wrapped up after he crosses the 25 and spun out of bounds at the 28-yard line. I beg your pardon, that's the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Ball's 4 for 4. Little wide receiver screen out to the left side. Had a couple of other receivers that were split out that way, set up to block for him. And it's 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs at their own 38-yard line. Baeza, the lone receiver to the left, twin receivers to the right side. And this time Ball fakes a pass out to the right side, keeps. Valladares hits it and stones him in the hole. Ball falls forward out to the 41, maybe to the 42. It's going to be close to a 1st down after a gain of 3 or 4.
Ball's taken on 41.5 yards.
They're not going to give him the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and inches for the Bulldogs out at the 41 and 3/4 yard line, just shy of the 42. They need all of the 42 for a first down, and the nose of the football's just shy of the 42-yard line of Cruces. Stout goes wide to the right. Baeza comes wide to the left. Ball and Kolopek in the backfield, 2 tight ends. And it'll be Ball keeping, sweeping right. Gets a block from Kolopek on the kick out, and that gets him the first down up to the 44-yard line. Gain of 2. And they'll move the chain. So the Bulldogs have remained efficient. This is the second time they've had the ball. A 40-yard march the first time. And a first down here to get them going out at the 44-yard line. This is a team that averages 47 points a game. Alaman wide to the left. Olson wide to the left. De La Cruz wide to the right. And another receiver split off to the right side. So 4 wide receivers for Ball. Drops to pass. Richtrup comes screaming in. That flushes him. He gets away from the next guy. Now he's loose. 45 to the 50 and wrapped up and dropped at the Centennial 49-yard line. But that's a gain of about 7.
Diego Lopez was finally able to bring Peyton Ball down after a gain of 7. Although Centennial had a few chances to bring him down earlier.
Richtrup from the right defensive end on the defense came in. That forced Ball to step up. They had somebody else there, but Ball spun away from him and got the positive yardage down to the Hawk 49-yard line. 2nd and 3. Again, 2 receivers to each side for the Bulldogs. And Ball calls. Hands off. Kolopek brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard. They're back to midfield now. Don't see that very often. He never got a chance to get going.
Bring up 3rd and 4.
So good defense by the Hawks. They kind of had it stacked up in there in between the tackles. Kolopek trying to go off the right side, and the Hawks just wouldn't have it. That's the end of the first quarter. We played 7-7 the score. The Bulldogs and Hawks tied up. You're watching LCPS TV and listening to 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
Skating across the court, presented by Los Cruces Orthopedic Services. We'd like to thank the community business members who supported the inaugural event this summer. The planning and coordination of this 2-day fundraising golf event was carried out by all 4 high school football booster programs and was a huge success. We would like to thank Buffalo Wild Wings, Sun Valley, Solopec 6U, Digital Solutions, Premier Distributor, Lithia Dodge, Fraternal Order Police, Citizens Bank of Las Cruces, Cisbara, Sonic, Sports Clip, Las Cruces Bulletin, BSN Sports, Steinborn and Associates, Memorial Medical Center, Medical Craft, The Game, and Sonoma Ranch Golf Course. Thank you for your support of the 4 high school football programs.
Third down and 4 for the Bulldogs. This will be the first play of the second quarter. Game's tied at 7. They still need some time to run off the clock. Everybody's lined up and ready to go. But the clock's at 12:05, and they needed to get down to 12 minutes, and it's done that now. So third down and 4 for the Bulldogs from midfield. Ball and Kolopek in the backfield. Good snap to Ball, going up top, fires left side to Baeza. He has it at the 45-40, 35, and down to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on 3rd and 4. Ball's 5 for 5 now. That was Baeza's first catch.
And like I said earlier, Jeff, it's Brandon Baeza and Chase Kolopek who this offense flows through for Las Cruces High. And, of course, the quarterback, Peyton Ball, getting it to his guys, but these 2 guys are really athletic and are really able to get some yardage once they get the ball in their hands.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Hawk 31-yard line. Twins to the right, Olson in a slot. De La Cruz wide to the right. Handoff to Kolopek, try on the left side. Kolopek carries across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Nice efficient run of 6. 4 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown for Kolopek in the early going. 11:16 to play in the second quarter. 7-7 the score. So second down and about 4 for the Dogs at the Centennial 25-yard line. Stout comes in motion. Good snap to ball, hands it to Kolopek going left. They caved in that left side. He's loose, down to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. That's a 25-yard romp, Chase Kolopek. That left side of the Bulldog offensive line just pushed him off the ball.
And I think it was the block by Rolando Martinez that was able to spring Kolopek loose for the run and ultimately get him into the end zone. So Las Cruces High's offensive line playing well here in the early going.
So a 40-yard drive and a 68-yard drive for the Bulldogs, and they regain the lead. It's 13-7 with 10:52 to play in the half. And the freshman Jorge Figueroa is good again. Bulldogs 14, Hawks 7 on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. Back in a minute. He's in the middle of the field now to the 15. Gives ground back to the 10. Turns it back up to the 15 and on the near sideline. Goes down at the 18-yard line. So Jorge Figueroa doing a good job with his kick placement. Hawks ran a long way there, but didn't get a real big return. They're going to start back at their own 19-yard line with 10:43 to play in the second quarter. Third time the Hawks will have touched the football. The first time they went 3 and out. They got a short punt that set the Bulldogs up on a short field. Bulldogs took it 40 yards for the TD, but the next time the Hawks got it, they really moved it well. This is the third time they will have had the football. Frost fakes to Vasquez, keeps coming left, punches it across the 20 to the 22. That's a gain of 3 for Frost. 6 carries and 37 yards for Lance Frost on the evening now. He had negative 6 yards after 2 carries because of a sack. So he's starting to bounce back here. Twins to the right, which is the wide side of the field on second down and 7. Frost looks to the sideline. And it looks like they're wig-wagging in a different play. 2 tight end set for Centennial. Bulldogs with 5 along the defensive line. Handoff to Gomez coming left. Gomez across the 25. Nice execution by Centennial up to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 6. He's a yard shy of the first down. Lead block thrown by the tight end. On a little counter play. Gomez, 3 carries and 9 yards now. That was his best run of the night at 6 yards. Big 3rd and 1 for the Hawks at their own 28-yard line. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter, the Bulldogs by 7. Gomez in the backfield with Frost with twins to the right. And Frost will take it head right, and he finds a seam across the 30. Tripped up as he gets to the 33. It's a gain of 5 and a first down.
Lance Frost has really been playing well lately, and kind of early on in the season, they were kind of splitting the quarterback role between him and Noah Bartlett. But I think for Centennial, Lance Frost has really earned that starting quarterback role on the depth chart.
Frost, a good receiver for him a year ago. Of course, they had Dante Lopez at quarterback. This year he has 11 grabs, averages 20 yards a catch. When he's out at wide receiver, Frost fires it off to Rodriguez, wide receiver screen. He catches it. Aleman gets in there and bottles it up. Kind of fouled that play up, did Kennedy Alleman. Nice corner for the Bulldogs. Gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Brandon Baeza was in on that tackle too. He can play defense also. I was talking about how versatile he and Kolopek are. Brandon Baeza showed he knows how to play defense also.
4-year starter. He started as a freshman, which is unbelievable. I'm actually starting to get a little sad because the season's starting to wind down a little bit. And after this season, no more Brandon Baeza for the Bulldogs. He's so good. 2nd down and 8. Snap to Frost. Frost will try to keep. And maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have got a half a yard. Not much there.
Looked like he might have ran into one of his own offensive linemen.
Give him a little bit of positive yardage, but not much. 8:03 to play in the half. It's 14-7. The Bulldogs lead it, and this is a big play for the Hawks, trying to get their 2nd first down of this series. And they're faced with 3rd down and long. 3rd down and a long 7. Trujillo, the sophomore, who had some big grabs for the Hawks last week's wide to the left. Gomez comes in motion, back to pass. Lance Frost, now he's flushed, he'll run, and they've got him surrounded. Zane Alley brings him down. At the 38, it's a gain of 2 for Frost, but well short of a first down. I thought the initial protection was pretty good.
Yeah, the initial protection was pretty good, but nobody's open downfield, so he has no choice but to try to get some yardage with his own 2 feet.
So this Bulldog secondary doing a good job covering the receivers downfield. Of course, I'm watching Frost with the ball, but Nolan saw the good coverage downfield, and Frost had to hold on to it and ends up picking up a couple of yards, so no sack. But they contained him shy of the first down on a 4th down and 6. The boot by Rigtrup is away, angles it over towards the sideline. It hits at the 28 and takes a 1-hop bounce out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So Cruces with a chance to put some distance between themselves and the Hawks now. Bulldogs are 2 for 2 on drives, and we haven't really seen anything that would make you think that Centennial is going to be able to stop this high-powered offense.
Well, yeah, especially now with the way the offensive line of the Bulldogs is playing tonight. They're really able to create some holes for the runners to get through, which has really been their staple all season long.
Few stats for you. Peyton Ball, 5 for 5 for 58 yards. He's been spreading it around. First and 10 for the Dogs. The ball at their own 28-yard line. The leading rusher is Kolopek with 36 yards. Fake handoff to Baeza. Ball back to pass. Has pressure right away. Fires downfield. Tipped by the defender. Tipped by the receiver. And it falls incomplete. Shane Mora was the intended receiver down at the Hawk 45-yard line. But that play just combobulated a little bit right at the start with the pressure that Centennial got right now, right out the snap.
Yeah, and it was Raymond Valladares. Had to work on that one for a second.
Yeah.
He was a defender who batted the ball away.
I did the same thing last week. You kind of pick up a number, glance down, ready to spit it out, and it wasn't your totally routine name.
Not one you see every way, but it's Valladares.
Nice play. 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 28-yard line. Ball takes the snap and drops the pass. Fires. His defender fell down. Baeza's wide open. He has at the 40, at the 45, and down at the 47-yard line. A pink penalty flag flies. And you wonder now if this is going to be pass interference. Maybe his defender fell down for a reason. Pass interference, Bulldogs. Yep. I didn't see it, but when Ball slung it to Baeza, I noticed that his defender was on the ground.
Yeah.
Now we know why.
Baeza was wide open, and you said it, there was a reason for that.
So instead of a first down up at the 46, that'll be a big penalty against the Bulldogs that they're going to have to overcome. Tiny remnants of last night's Raider-Chief game, where they had the last play of the game like 5 times.
I actually did watch that whole game.
Boy, did you miss out.
I was upset because I have Amari Cooper on my fantasy team.
Okay.
And he hadn't done anything all season, so I decided not to start him. So he goes out and scores 38 or 33 fantasy points. So.
Yeah. You out-thunked yourself, huh?
Yep.
Line of scrimmage way back at the 14. First down yardage out at the 38. So it's 2nd and 24 for the Bulldogs. Ball fakes a handoff to nobody. And now he wants to throw. He's got some pressure. He fires. It's caught. Baeza has it. Trying to step out of a tackle, and he does. Across the 35, across the 40. It's a first down up at the 42-yard line. Well, that's got to be heartbreaking for the Hawks. First you have them 2nd in a country mile. Then it looks like you have ball in trouble. Then it looks like you have Baeza wrapped up, and it all turns into a huge gain and a first down. Gain of 28.
And Brandon Baeza did a great job of making a quick little out move to get himself open at the very end of that play.
Second catch of the night for Baeza. Well, 3rd catch, but the second one that counted after his offensive pass interference. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 42-yard line. 3 wide receivers and a handoff to Kolopek going left. They get some penetration, makes him bubble back. Then he gets popped as he crosses the line of scrimmage and goes down at the 43-yard line. And it's 2nd and 8, a gain of 2.
Well, there's going to be a holding call against Las Cruces High. Yellow. This one's a yellow penalty marker. It came in at the very last second of that play. Second big penalty of the drive for the Bulldogs.
This flag's way behind the line of scrimmage and the opposite side of the field from which they ran the play. I mean, the penalty occurred 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to move them all the way back to their own 26. So Centennial with another crack at getting off the field as they have the Bulldogs 2nd down, and I think it's going to be 2nd and make it first down. It's still first down because they get the down over. It's 1st and 26 back at the 26-yard line. First down yardage is at the Hawk 48-yard line. Bulldogs have wiggled out of this once already on this drive. Twins to the left, Baeza wide to the right. Mark Lopez will take a timeout. Timeout on the field, 5:29 to play in the second quarter. Dogs 14, Hawks 7 on 98.7 FM, Classic Rock and LCPS TV.
The winners will be announced at the beginning of the 4th quarter.
It's the 3rd time the Bulldogs have had the football tonight. They're 2 for 2 on the previous drives on TDs. So the Bulldogs have it back at their own 26-yard line. The ball is on the western hash, wide side of the field to the left. Low snap, ball picks it off his shoe tops and then fires away. Caught on the move. Guess who? Brandon Baeza. He's ahead of the pack at the 20, at the 10, and it's stripped. He grabs it. Touchdown. Brandon Baeza from Peyton Ball.
How's that for your 1st and 26 play?
74-yard TD pass. Sent Baeza on a post route. 20-7 Dogs, 5:17 to play in the half.
Well, I think for Las Cruces High, as long as they keep feeding the ball to Brandon Baeza or Chase Kolopek, they're going to be all right. They're going to be tough to beat, as they have been all season. They've only lost 1 game.
Last 3 completions from Ball have been to Baeza. Good snap, and the boot is away, and Figueroa makes it Bulldogs 21, Hawks 7. A minute break. 5:17 to play in the half on 98.7 FM, Classic Rock. Welcome back to the Field of Dreams. Jeff Matthews with Nolan Fox. Brandon Baeza strikes again. Ball hit him in stride on a post route. He had a step. That's all he needed. Took it to the house. 74-yard TD on 1st and 26. Here's the kick. It's bouncing around free. Grabbed by the Hawks right as the Bulldogs get down there. And there's going to be no return. But the Hawks did get on it. And it'll be their ball just outside the 10, around the 12 or 13-yard line. Well, the Hawks had their chances. I mean, they had them 1st and 25, 1st and 26. I think it was actually 2nd and 25 the first time after the offensive pass interference. And then the holding made it 1st and 26, but the Bulldogs wiggled out of that. That's got to be disheartening, though. I mean, you got them in a situation where you think, well, we can't get off the field now.
Yep.
And they're going to get off the field. So the Hawks have it. Lance Frost out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion. And they run their little scissors play, the counter, handoff straight ahead across the 15 to the 16 to the 17-yard line. Adrian Gomez on the carry. That was his 4th carry of the night, 13 yards for Gomez. Average is 6.2 on the year. Averaging about 3 and a little change tonight so far in the early going. 21-7 Dogs, 4:46 to play until halftime. Frost fakes a handoff to Gomez, keeps, turns it up, finds a little positive yardage, and then gets popped up at the 19. Gain of 2.
Well, how do you like this, Jeff? The students in the Las Cruces High student section have turned on the flashlights on their cell phones and are waving them in the air. And the ones in the Centennial student section are trying to do the same, but they haven't got the message, it seems. And you got some more fans doing it outside the student section now, too, on the far Las Cruces High fan section.
3rd and 3. Gomez takes the direct snap, trying to get outside to the left. Stiff arm gets him to the 20 and to the edge, and he bends the corner and goes out of bounds at the 21. It's a gain of 2, but it brings up 4th and a yard as he couldn't get the first down. So do you go for it on 4th and 1 in your own 21 and give the ball back to this red-hot Bulldog offense, or do you go for it and try to maintain the football? Yeah, it felt like we were at an Elton John concert or something there for a second with all
the Rocket Man.
Yeah, with the cell phone lights on. Or a Despacito concert. 4th and a yard to go for the Hawks. They're going to line up to go for it. They snap it and then quick kick it away. Nobody's back deep. Frost boots it away, hits at the 37, rolls inside the 35, rolls inside the 30, and dives at the 28. Well, they executed it well, and it kept the Bulldogs from having the dangerous Brandon Baeza back there.
That makes it tough on the coaching staff to make a decision on what to do on 4th down.
3:54 to play in the half, and the Bulldogs have been highly efficient tonight. Ball, 7 for 8 for 160 yards and a TD. Their leading rusher is Kolopek with 5 carries for 36 yards and 2 TDs. And the Bulldogs start this drive at their own 28, up 2 TDs. Ball out of the shotgun, drops to pass. Ball has time, steps up, heaves long, going for Baeza again. He lays out for it, and it's overthrown and incomplete. They went right back to it, Nolan. The same play they scored on. This time, they couldn't connect.
Yeah, that throw was just a little too long for Brandon Baeza. And Baeza's not the tallest guy in the world. He's only like 5'9", 5'10", so average size football, high school football player in these parts anyway, but not quite tall enough to go out and make that catch.
Got an update from Hobbs. It's Oñate 14, Hobbs 14 in Hobbs. Here it's 21-7 Dogs, 3:48 to play in the second quarter, 2nd and 10 for Cruces. Rigtrup up on the line of scrimmage. He's coming. And they hand off to Kolopek, and he gets past him across the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Pull it away! One guy's got a shot at him at the 25 and tracks him down and drops him at the 20-yard line. 52 yards.
And I believe that was Hernandez on the tackle for Centennial as he made the effort. Saved the touchdown for sure, but now Las Cruces High is in the red zone.
Well, when you crowd the line of scrimmage like that, if they get past that initial line, there's nobody back there in the linebacker level to slow Kolopek down, and he bursts through there and into the secondary. 1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Centennial 20-yard line. Ball fakes a handoff, keeps going left. Ball hit, bounces off that tackle, then is tripped up as he gets to the 15. Good solid gain of 5 on the Peyton Ball carry. Keeper.
Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
3 minutes and counting to play in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead at 21-7, and have just been very impressive on offense, overcoming a couple of huge penalties with some big plays. 2nd and 5. The ball is at the Hawk 15-yard line. Twin receivers to the right. Baeza by himself wide to the left. Ball's back to pass. Now he's flushed right, gives ground, gets rid of it before he gets hit, and dumps it off incomplete at the 16.
And that was Blowers again, bringing the heat for Centennial.
Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Discombobulated that play. So now it's 3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs at the Centennial 15-yard line with 2:33 to play in the second quarter. 21-7 Dogs. De La Cruz wide to the right. Stout in the slot to the left. Wide to the left is Baeza. Stout now comes in motion across the formation. Low snap to Ball. He has to pick it up. He wanted to give it to Kolopek, but he didn't get a clean snap. He was picking up off the ground, and then he gets clotheslined at the 17-yard line. Kimbrough made the stop. Loss of 2.
4th and 7 for the Bulldogs.
That was just a bad snap. Discombobulated any chance at that play, and a good job by Kimbrough to get the penetration. So it's 4th and 7 at the 17 with 2:06 to play in the half. And we've got a whistle, and the safety for the Centennial Hawks has a helmet issue, and so the back judge is trying to help him with that. 2:04 to play in the half, and it's 21-7. The Bulldogs lead it over in Hobbs. It's Oñate 14, Hobbs 14. And in Houston, it's the Astros 3 and the Yankees nothing in Game 6 of the ALCS. 4th down, the Bulldogs are going to go for it. 4th and 7 at the Centennial 17-yard line. And Mark Lopez will spend a timeout. So a 30-second break here with 1:46 to play in the half. The Bulldogs are up 14, but faced with 4th and 7 when we come back on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. To play in the half. It's the Bulldogs 21, the Hawks 7. Jeff Matthews with Nolan Fox. 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs here. The tandem of Ball to Baeza has been a hot one for the Dogs. We'll see if he tries to find Brandon again in the passing game. Ball's missed on his last 2 pass attempts, though, after going 7 for his first 8. 4th and 7 at the Centennial 17-yard line. Ryan Olson comes in motion across the formation. Ball drops to pass, has protection. Now breaks down a little bit, fires to Baeza, and the pass broken up. He was well covered by Hernandez. Heck of a defensive play, and the Hawk defense is held. First time the Hawk defense has stopped the Bulldogs tonight. So the Hawks are down 14 and get the ball back at their own 17-yard line with 1:41 to play in that. And 3 incompletions in a row for Peyton Ball on this last drive. Targeted Baeza on 2 of them. The third one, he was flushed and just throwing it away. So the Hawks have it 1st and 10 at their own 17. Lance Frost, the Centennial quarterback, drops to pass. Heaves long, going for Aiden Trujillo, and Alleman cuts it off and picks it off. A flag flies at the 49-yard line.
I'm going to bet that they're going to call pass interference on Aleman. Because it looked like there was some contact downfield while the ball was in the air.
Well, they both got a right to play the ball. Pass interference against the Bulldogs wipes off the interception. Mark Lopez is livid on his sideline. I don't know that you can cover much better than that. He might have got a little physical with him, but it seems like both guys have a chance to go to for the ball.
And I think, from what we could tell, both guys were being physical. But Aleman gets called.
He's in a discussion with the back judge about it, who's saying what he saw. Well, we only get to see it once, and we're a long ways away. And I've been down on the field, and what angle you have can make a heck of a lot of difference. And maybe that official in the secondary there just saw stuff that we were blocked out from. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Frost on a draw play, hands off. Gomez has a little bit of running room, gets wrapped up 35, falls forward to the 38-yard line. That was a nice play by Melendez, because if he doesn't make that stop, Gomez is going to have a huge game. Instead, he gets 6, 2nd and 4 at the Hawk 38-yard line. 4 wide receivers for Centennial. Frost wants to throw, fires, and it's tipped by Aleman and incomplete. He was trying to hit Vasquez. The pass was offline. Aleman had the best shot at catching it, and it went off his fingertips way into the air and fell behind him where nobody was.
Well, and Vasquez didn't get his head turned around quick enough, so I'm not sure he would have caught that ball even if the throw was on target.
1:08 to play in the half. The Hawks have 2 timeouts left if they can get something going here. 3rd down and 4, though, at their own 38. Frost fakes it to Gomez, keeps going to the short side of the field. A flag flies. Frost run out of bounds, well shy of the first down. Stout over to knock him out of bounds. At the 40, it's a gain of 2 as it stands right now. There's a flag back at the 36, holding Centennial.
Holding against the Hawks.
So the Bulldogs could decline it, make it 4th and 2, or take it and make it 3rd and about 16. I think that's a no-brainer. No, they're going to decline. So much for the no-brainer. I thought they'd take it and make it 3rd and 16. They want it 4th and 2. They'll decline the penalty. 4th and 2 at the 40. So much for no-brainers.
Well, Mark Lopez does have a lot of confidence in his defense. He's asking him to go out and make a 2-yard stop right here.
Oh, Frost will quick kick it. So Mark knows what he's doing. Hits at the 35, hits at the 30, hits at the 25, and dies at the 22. Well, they're 6-1 this year, and they went, 12 and 2 last year.
Goes down to the 23-yard line. Bulldogs will take over.
So he's 18 and 3 in his last 21 games.
With 9:58
And one of those losses, I don't know, are you counting regular season, postseason play too?
Yeah, that's everything. They went to the state championship.
So one of those losses is in the state championship game.
Exactly. To a team that was a prohibitive favorite. So the Bulldogs have it at their own 23-yard line with 55 seconds to play in the half. The Bulldogs have 1 timeout left. Ball drops to pass. Nope, he's going to keep. He's got the 25, he's got the 30. He's got the 35, he's got the 40. He rumbles all the way up to the 45. That's a gain of 22. And it'll stop the clock while they set the chains.
And Chase Kolopek with a nice block coming out of the backfield to spring his quarterback loose on the keeper.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Bulldog 46. 42 seconds and counting now to play in the second quarter. Ball short drop to pass, gets rid of it in a hurry. Complete, popped right away, but it's caught for a gain to the 48. That was De La Cruz who held on to it despite the big hit.
And it was Diego Lopez who delivered the big hit.
2nd and 4 for the Dogs.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs at the Hawk 48-yard line. And ball again, same play, same result. Caught by De La Cruz for a 1st down at the 43-yard line, so they'll move the chains.
And Lopez again playing off of his receiver.
1st down, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs have the 1 timeout. They'll spike it with 11 seconds to play in the half, so they've got 2nd down and 10 at the Hawk 42 with 11 seconds to play until halftime and 1 timeout.
And a guy named Brandon Baeza. Kolopek's on the field too. Yeah, when the two of them are on the field together, watch out.
Which is every play.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Dogs at the Hawk 42-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Baeza wide to the left. Ball looking for him. Now he comes off him, comes the other way. It's caught by Alleman at the 20. Alleman to the 15. Alleman down to the 13-yard line, but the half will expire. They really needed him to go down right away and call the timeout.
Yeah, and they had Brandon Baeza wide open on the far sideline. There was nobody around him. He could have caught it, got out of bounds, then tried for one more play, but they'll have to settle for the 14-point halftime lead.
So the Bulldogs run out of time. It's the Bulldogs 21, the Hawks 7 on 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
Also celebrating senior night tonight, we have the Centennial Moms and the Centennial Cheer. First up for the Centennial Moms, we have Allison Hendricks, escorted by her dad, Thomas Gonzalez, and mom, Maria Perez. Centennial cheer team, Mariah Elizabeth Alford, escorted by mom, Shawnette Alford. Next up, Harmony Kennedy, escorted by mom and dad, Jamie and Melanie Kennedy. And Alyssa Hoxett, escorted by mom and dad Fred and Clarissa Hoxett.
Welcome back to the Field of Dreams. Jeff Matthews with Nolan Fox. It's 21-7. The Bulldogs lead it at the half. The Bulldogs have done most of their damage tonight, yardage-wise, through the air. They have 200 yards passing and 126 yards running, but 2 of their 3 TDs have come on the ground on a 1-yard power play to Kolopek and a 25-yard rump to Kolopek. So the Bulldogs having their usual efficient first half. Meanwhile, the Hawks tied it at 7 with a nice, impressive 73-yard drive, but since then, the Bulldogs have scored 2 unanswered TDs.
The band's program is titled Venom. Musical selections include Symphony No. 5 by Beethoven, Lacrimosa from Requiem by Mozart, Symphony Fantastique by Berlioz, and Waltz from Jazz Suite No. 2 by Shostakovich. Drum major, is your band ready? Centennial High School Marching Band, you may now take the field for performance. 2018 Centennial High School Marching Band Seniors. First up, Megan Allen, escorted by Lee and Sabrina Ulibari and Patrick Allen. Alec Armendariz, escorted by mom Stacy Scanlon and stepdad Chris Scanlon. Cristina Baquera, escorted by her mom, Julie Baquera, and brother, Isaac Baquera. Danielle Benitez, escorted by Elizabeth and Fabian Benitez. Parker Campbell, escorted by Dad Charles Campbell and Tiffany Campbell. Javier Chacon, escorted by Anivar Chacon and Maribel Chacon. Dylan Correa, escorted by mom Julie Correa and dad Ty Correa. Kira Cunham, escorted by mom Jennifer Cunham and dad David Cunham. Mari de la Rosa, escorted by Marilena de la Rosa. Erica Favela Romero, escorted by her dad Danny Miron and mom Erica Romero. Ashley Flores, escorted by dad Carlos Flores and mom Carrie Flores. Trevor Fritz, escorted by Mark and Jeanette Fritz. Ethan Gomez, escorted by mom Monica Amador and dad Louis Amador and Michael Gomez. Eddie Ann Gonzalez, escorted by her dad Eddie Gonzalez and Aunt Brianna Gomez. Michaela Granados, escorted by dad Hector Granados and sister Ariel. April Garola and Zach Garola, escorted by dad Tony Garola and sister Abigail Garola. Mina Hayden, escorted by Anita Slavens. Casey Hole, escorted by mom Lometta Hole and dad Steve Hole. Victor E. Maldonado, escorted by mom Elizabeth Maldonado and dad Victor M. Maldonado. Gavin McBee, escorted by Mark Behiel and Bailey Fritz. Bennett Morgan, escorted by mom Melinda Shane and dad David Morgan. Aislinn Modern McCombs, escorted by mom Shannon Modern and friend Shelby Ricktrow. Jorge Ortiz Jr., escorted by mom Darlene Ortiz and dad Jorge Ortiz Sr. Isabella Ramirez, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Ramirez. Elena Randall, escorted by Dad Andrew Randall and Mom Jennifer Randall. Daniel Robles, escorted by Mom Lisa Robles and Mandy Robles. Benjamin Skinner, escorted by Darren and Sheila Skinner. Liam St. Hilaire, escorted by Marlene and Rolston St. Hilaire. Zaki Sukarno, escorted by Nani Sukarno, Talal Almatarud, and Atika Hyra. Chad Tauschek, escorted by Dad Ferdinand Tauschek and Mom Lisa Tauschek. Kennedy Omer, escorted by Dad Ken and Mom America Omer. Your 2018 Centennial High School Marching Band Seniors. Please welcome back your Las Cruces High School.
Ready for the second half. And the Hawks haven't filtered out yet, I guess. I can't find them. Maybe they're in the giant hawk inflatable bird cage.
They're down there, and here they come out.
They were literally all hidden.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could fit that many people in that thing. Look at this.
It's not huge.
This was like, how many people can you cram into a phone booth type experiment? But anyway, the Hawks have popped out of the inflatable hawk at the northern end of the Field of Dreams. That's where they were. I was kind of waiting for them to leak out of the locker room. And when they weren't, I couldn't find the Hawks. But they were in the nest, I guess, so to speak.
The Hawks' nest.
Hawks got the ball first, so it should be Cruces' ball to start the second half. Cruces up 21-7 with 1:20 left till the second half gets going here at the Field of Dreams. And if you're Aaron Ocampo, you got to figure out a way to sustain some drives. Their defense has been out there a lot. They had the one good drive for points, but Cruces High averages 47 points, I beg your pardon, 47 points a game. So it's going to be tough to get off the field, so you figure you got to kind of need to score with them, and right now they've spotted them a 2 TD lead. I've seen Frost have some big halves, though, and I wouldn't count them out just yet, but this first drive of the second half feels pretty important. I mean, being down 14 or being down 21, big difference.
Yeah, I think so, and I think for Centennial also that Lance Frost needs help. I mean, he's having a good game so far, but he can't do it all by himself.
Frost 3 for 5 for 34 yards and a TD passing it, and 10 carries for 46 yards running it. A couple of yards below his average yards per carry of the season, 6.4 yards a carry. He's at 4.5 yards a carry tonight. Yankees rallying, 2 on, nobody out, top of the 7th. Astros 3, Yankees nothing. I hope it goes 7, and then I hope it goes 18 innings.
I just hope the Astros win.
I have friends that are Yankees fans. I don't know why.
because they have the most World Series, just like anybody who likes the Yankees likes them.
I know, I like the Dodgers. It's not like I picked a small market team, but I have reasons. Everybody's got reasons. So here we go. Hernandez kicks it away. Short kick. Pooch kick caught at the 22 to the 25. Bulldogs to the 30. And they're going to start out at the 33-yard line.
Kickoff return to the 34-yard line. Cruces will take over 1st and 10.
Israel Ramirez on the return for the Bulldogs. And you picked those small market Red Sox. So we all kind of like
the small market.
We all like those small market teams, huh? All right, Bulldog football, 1st and 10 at the Bulldogs' 34-yard line. Peyton Ball takes the snap, heads straight ahead, bounces it right. Flag flies. He's got a good run, but it's going to come back as he goes out of bounds across the 40. But there's a marker down. Bulldogs had 2 big penalties in the first half that set them way back. And they're going to get their 4th penalty of the night, the 3rd major penalty. This will be a hole, I think. And they've been able to overcome these tonight. Overcame 1st down and 25, and overcame 2nd down and 24.
Takes the ball back to the 24-yard line. Still 1st down with the ball.
So 1st down and 20 for the Dogs. The ball at their own 24-yard line. Ball drops to pass. Looking right side, fires to the sideline, and the pass is caught inbounds. De La Cruz made the grab. Nope, that's Baeza, I beg your pardon. Up at the 35-yard line, gain of 11. And Baeza having a big night.
Anytime you have the ball, 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20, you don't always have to get it back in one play. Like that's what they always say. And Las Cruces High doing a good job getting a chunk of yardage back on that play. And now 2nd and 10.
11:20 to play in the 3rd quarter as the 2nd half just underway. Bulldogs by 14 with the ball. Baeza to the wide side of the field. Ball hands to Kolopek going right. Kolopek weaves his way through traffic. Never could really get going. Crosses the 35 to the 36.
Taking down to the 36-yard line.
That's a gain of a yard or 2.
Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
3rd and long for the Dogs at their own 36-yard line. They need the 44 for a 1st down, so 3rd and 8. De La Cruz wide to the left with Olsen. Baeza's wide to the right with Alamont. Kolopek and ball in the backfield, no tight ends. Good snap, dropping to pass his ball. Steps up, on the move, throws. Baeza has it, 1st down at the 45. Puts on a move, bounces it right to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. Here comes some blockers. To the 20, to the 15, 10, 5. And he's down outside the goal line at the 1-yard line.
And it just seems like every time Centennial has Las Cruces High in a hole when it's 2nd and long or 3rd and long, they just the Bulldogs just come back with a big play down the field to either Baeza or Chase Kolopek or Peyton Ball making his own play.
3rd and 8, ball to Baeza for 63 yards. Exciting run after the catch. 1st and goal at the 1 on the right hash. Peyton Ball looking to the sideline as they race somebody on to line up as a tight end to the left side. Get in the eye. Kolopek dots the eye. And they pitch to him going right. He fumbles it. It's rolling into the end zone, and it comes out of the end zone and goes out of bounds at the 1. If that goes out of bounds in the end zone, it's Centennial's ball out at the 20.
Kind of like what happened in the Jets and Patriots last week.
Unbelievable. He fumbled the ball forward. It went into the end zone, and somehow the spin of the Pigskin brought it back out of the end zone and out of bounds at the 1.
That was crazy. And there was nobody around that football either. And now the officials are going to confirm it, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
If that was a kick, it'd be a touchback, but it wasn't a kick, it was a fumble. 2nd and goal for the Bulldogs.
But there was nobody around that football to pick it up.
The ball at the Centennial 1-yard line. And they pitch to the tailback. Mora will take it in. Touchdown Bulldogs. Mora punches it in from 1 yard away. And the Bulldogs lead it 27-7. And the Bulldogs overcome another big penalty and double sticks on the drive on the big 63-yard pass play to Baeza. And then Shane Mora with a 1-yard run to the left.
And that's the first time we've called his name tonight after Baeza and Kolopik have gotten all the attention. Mora gets his name into the scorebook.
66-yard drive for the Dogs. Figueroa's point after touchdown, his 4th of the night, is good. 28-7 Dogs. 9:47 to play in the third quarter on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. Mora 1 run, PAT good. Drive was 66. I know, and then they took Kolopek out. I wonder if he got hurt. Let me look on the training table. Where are you, Chase? They just take you out because you fell down and fumbled at the 1, or? Mora plays a lot of defense. That's why I didn't have to look at the roster when they pitched it, but I didn't notice till right before the snap that they had taken Kolopek out. I don't even have Mora on my stat sheet. That was like a bunt hugging the line. They can't explain why it came back out. Bulldogs 28, Hawks 7, and Figueroa's kick is away. And this one will sail to the 10, taken by Pettis, going left to the 50. Keeps going left to the 20, and he's down at the 21. So they keep kicking it to Pettis and trying to pin him inside the hash. Figueroa pretty good at placing those kicks, been kicking them down to around the 10. 9:40 to play in the third, and Centennial needs a drive here. Down 3 TDs. Plenty of time, 9:40 to play in the third quarter. They outscored Mayfield 23-0 in the fourth quarter last week. First and 10 for the Hawks at their own 22-yard line. Handoff to Gomez, was going to go straight ahead. Bounces it right, gives ground, wrapped up and dropped by Melendez at the 19. Loss of 3.
Yeah, Melendez is able to shed the blocker and wrap the ball carrier up by his shoestrings for the loss.
Little straight handoff that was supposed to go between the guards, and Gomez bounced it right. And that was right into the arms of Melendez. Second and 13 at the 19. Frost takes the snap, heads left on a quarterback sweep, and he gets hit hard as he tries to turn the corner as a flag goes flying in. That's going to be a loss of 3 more. If the play stands, there's a marker down. Hawks were in the black uniforms with the gold numbers tonight. Holding against Centennial. I'll wait and see what Coach Lopez decides to do here. And probably, well, I'm not even going to go there. I was so wrong last time that he's going to decline the penalty. So it's a loss of 3 on the Frost run. Third down and 14 for Centennial with 8:52 to play in the third quarter. Bulldogs 28, Hawks 7. Aiden Trujillo and Angel Vasquez wide to the left. Twins to the right as well. Frost drops the pass, flush left. Now he's going to run. He's to the 25 to the 30. First down 35, up the sideline to the 40. And he goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Well, he's pretty good with the leg. He's fast.
He sure is, and now that we've seen Las Cruces High convert these big third down plays all game, and now Centennial gets one back on offense.
28-yard run for Frost. Bulldogs got some pressure on him. He stepped up and then was off to the races.
Yeah, he had the whole left side of the field wide open.
First and 10 for the Hawks at their own 47-yard line. And they hand off to Leon straight ahead. Leon across the 50, powers it into Bulldog territory at the 49. Gain of 4 for Leon on just his 3rd carry of the ball game.
Gain of 4 on the play.
2nd and 6 at the Cruces 49-yard line. Split receiver each side, 2 tight ends. Frost takes the snap head high and then tucks it and heads right. Gets popped by Ryan Olson out on the corner, but bounces off that contact and pushes forward all the way to the dog 45, 2 yards shy of a first down. Gain of 4.
Taken down to the 45-yard line.
Impressive the way he bounced off that Olson tackle. Olson really popped him. I mean, it wasn't a little.
He'll bounce off a lot of people.
It wasn't a little tap. 2 tight ends, 3rd and 2 at the dog 45. Frost out of the gun, hands off to Leon. Leon straight ahead, gets popped shy of the first down, keeps working, keeps churning, and gets close to the stick. I think Villegas met him in the hole, but Leon, after contact, powered his way for a first down. Nice run by Leon because he was hit shy.
Well, that's what happens when you just keep your legs churning and keep on working ahead and get that first down. That's what squats will do for you.
Plops the ball at the Bulldog 42, 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Little fly series sweep. They hand it off to the flanker going left, turns it up, picks up 2 to the 40. Matthew Hernandez, the sophomore, on the carry. First time I've seen him carry the ball all year. 2nd and 8 at the dog 40-yard line. 6:06 to play in the 3rd. So at least the Hawks have given their defense a breather. If nothing else, they're looking for points here. Hernandez in motion, fake handoff to him, keeping his Frost. Frost is popped. No gain, stopped at the 40-yard line. Good defense by the Bulldogs.
That was Andrew Rodriguez getting in there to make the stop in the backfield for Las Cruces High.
Yeah, he managed to get a yard after they spot it. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Hawks at the Bulldog 39-yard line. They need the 33 for a first down.
Yeah, I think Frost was initially stopped in the backfield, but was able to dive forward to gain another yard. So that's where they spot the ball.
Frost takes the snap, drops to pass, steps up, heaves long, going for Rodriguez against Baeza. What a grab by Rodriguez! No, they rule it incomplete. They rule it incomplete. The back judge said it was incomplete. I thought he had made a one-handed catch. Pretty good throw by Frost.
That throw was right in the breadbasket. He just couldn't haul it in.
Baeza was running step for step with him and was right there defensively. And he broke it up. One-on-one coverage, fade route. Frost put some air underneath it. Rodriguez ran underneath it. Baeza running step for step with him. Looked like Rodriguez tried to make a one-handed catch down in his belly running straight ahead. And he had it for a while, but he couldn't hold on. So it's 4th down and about 6 at the 39. They'll go for it. Frost drops to pass. Now he's going to heave it long over the middle for Trujillo, and the pass broken up at the 5, but a flag flies. Bulldog safety had position on the Centennial wide receiver. It kind of looked like almost like a guy boxing out a guy on a rebound, but it impeded his progress with the ball in the air. And I think the Bulldogs are going to pick up a PI here.
And that was Aiden Trujillo, the receiver on that play. And Trujillo was not exactly open, but Frost takes a gamble on it, and he was able to draw the penalty. Yep. Pass interference on the Bulldogs, so Centennial will pick up another big first down.
That's where in the NFL, when a pattern develops like that, they'll throw that back shoulder fade and underthrow it on purpose, and it's just deadly. Good coverage by the Bulldogs till the interference. Handoff to Leon, starts right, plants, cuts left, picks up a yard to the 23.
And he was met by Austin Salas in the backfield. Gain of 1, actually.
Second and 9, the ball is at the Bulldog 23-yard line. 4:36 and counting to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs 28, the Hawks 7. The Hawks trying to complete what would be a 79-yard drive here. Snap to Frost, handoff to Leon going right. Bulldogs bottle it up pretty well. Leon keeps battling and goes down at the 21 after a gain of 2, but not much there, and it's going to bring up third down and long.
And that was Eric Martinez again, making the tackle for the Bulldogs. He's had a few tonight.
Don't see a whole lot of clean running lanes in between the tackles on the Leon running plays, but he's still managing to batter his way for a few yards, but it's 3rd and 7 at the 21. And Frost fakes inside, keeps going left, bounces it outside, and Zane Alley sheds his blocker and throws him down for a loss to the 25. It's a loss of 4. What a play by Alley. So 4th and 11 at the 25-yard line. Zane Alley, defensive end for the Bulldogs, dominated on that play. That was the block they needed to get Frost around the corner with his speed, get him going. But Zane Alley wouldn't let him get outside of him. Zane Alley slapping himself in the head. 4th and 11. The ball is at the Bulldog 25, and Centennial spins a timeout. 3 minutes to play in the third. The Bulldogs by 21 on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. Back in 30 seconds.
Doctors David Barrera, Mike McGuire, Dan Romanelli, Paul Sides, and Nick Scarcella are the primary providers for orthopedic health care and event coverage for the student athletes of Centennial, Las Cruces, Oñate, Mayfield. Thank you for putting your student athletes first. We would like to recognize Mountain View Hospital as the official healthcare partner for Las Cruces Public Schools. Mountain View is involved with the school district supporting education and athletics. They're also the provider of the assistant athletic trainers for the high school. Thank you, Mountain View, for all that you do for Las Cruces. 50-50
Hit Boscus on a touchdown for their points that are on the board right now from about this same spot. Fake handoff as Bartlett's in at quarterback. Bartlett has pressure, fires, and the pass incomplete. His receiver hadn't even turned around to the football as Bartlett didn't have a chance. They put Frost out at a receiver, I'm guessing. I didn't really spot him, but they put Bartlett in at quarterback, so I'm guessing they were trying to throw it to Frost or get him open. But the Bulldogs got pressure, and it discombobulated the play. So the Bulldog defense holds. Centennial drives from their own 21, runs 14 plays, and stalls at the Dog 25. Late third quarter now, and Peyton Ball and company back out there. Good snap, handoff. Mora, no, that's Kolopek. Kolopek to the 30. Kolopek bounces it outside the numbers to the sideline to the 35, running with conviction. He steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Gain of 14 for Kolopek after his fumble play. $113 yards on 9 carries for Chase. 2 TDs to go with those yards. They haven't run it much. They've thrown it more than they've run it because Centennial has crowded the box, and the Bulldogs have had a few penalty issues tonight, which have put them in some and long situations. And Ball and Baeza have connected tonight for some exciting plays. Handoff to Kolopek. The Hawks bottle it up. Chase goes down at the 42 coming left. Gain of 3. He's been able to get loose twice tonight. He had a 25-yard run for a TD and then that 14-yard run a couple of plays ago. His 2 TD runs, one of them a 25-yarder and one of them a 1-yarder. 2nd and 7 for the Dogs at the Dog 42. Baeza comes to the left. Olson and De La Cruz are wide to the right. Ball fields a knee-high snap, drops to pass, sets, fires, complete. De La Cruz has it down at the Centennial 44-yard line. And that's a first down after a completion for 14. His fourth catch of the night. On coverage for the Hawks, Diego Lopez. And De La Cruz ran that Bulldog 5 route that they like so much. Kind of a comeback route to the sideline, and they convert on it. First and 10 now at the Hawk 44-yard line. And off to Kolopek, popped as he gets going, falls forward for a couple at the 42 as the Hawks bottling him up on that play. 2nd and 8.
And I think that was Leon getting in there to make the tackle on that play.
Linebacker for the Knights. 1:20 to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead at 28-7. Olsen and Alleman wide to the left. Baeza's wide to the right this time on 2nd and 8. Good snap to ball. Gets some pressure from Rigtrup. Circles away. Gives ground. Going to the sideline. Picks up a blocker. Tucks it and runs. Gets to the second level. Spins off a tackle, but they say he stepped out of bounds as he was off to the races. He stepped out at the 35-yard line. Holding, though, against the Bulldogs, so it's coming back. How did he get out of that?
Well, I'll tell you how he got out of it. It was Eric Martinez making a big block on Rigtrup as ball was springing through the corner out in the flat. That really got him open, but it doesn't really matter anymore because that penalty is going to bring it back.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs back at the 47 of Cruces.
That's going to bring it way back now.
That's going to be about a 32-yard penalty. No. It's a 15-yard penalty, plus it was 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to kind of wind out to be a 25-yard penalty almost. They're going to move them back to the 32. So a personal foul, that's something physical that was unnecessary. Bulldogs have it back at their own 32. First down yardage is the Hawk 34-yard line. Wipes away the nice scramble run by Peyton Ball. Hawks send the kitchen sink here. Ball back to pass. Fires against Baeza again. He's ahead of the pack. He's at the 20, at the 10. Touchdown. They blitzed, and Ball and Baeza make him pay again. 68 yards.
I just can't believe how every time Centennial has Las Cruces high back against the wall. 3rd and long, 1st and long. And these are like really, this isn't just long. This is like, what was that, 1st and 28 or something like that? Every time, Centennial just cannot stop them on these big plays.
356 yards passing and 2 TDs for Peyton Ball tonight. He was looking at the blitz, and he hit Baeza on a post route. He was behind everybody and off to the races, and the Bulldogs overcome another and long situation with Peyton Ball standing in the face of that blitz and delivering a strike. 35-7 Bulldogs, 29 seconds to play in the third quarter on 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
That was about, what, first?
I didn't even add it up because it was so far, because there was 22, probably 32 to go. But it was so far I didn't even add it up. It was going to require above average math skills, so I didn't go there. They're fun to watch. Like enjoy watching execution like that. Let's see, I got to add up Baeza's night here. 8, 19, 28, 74. And the Hawks bring it back to the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop with 21 seconds to play in the third quarter. Let me add up his catches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 catches for 271.
Too bad I can't put him on my fantasy football team.
And the 2 TDs, a 74-yard TD and a 68-yard TD. And then they had a 63-yard one in there where he only made it to the 1. Oh, I'm going to miss him. He's an exciting player.
Fun, though. He's a fun player to watch for sure.
Well, they still got 2 more regular season games and all the playoffs, so a long way to go, but he has been fun to watch in his career. Here's Gomez taking a handoff. Flag flies. He's going to be dropped for a big loss, slung down back at the 15. It's a loss of 5 plus a penalty on the play with 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Got good news for Yankee fans. Top of the 8th, they've scored a run. Houston 3, the Yankees 1. So holding against Centennial is the call. I'm going to add up those again. Can it be that? Can he have that many yards? Could that have been a math error by math challenged me?
I'll leave that to you, Jeff.
Nope, 271. 8 yards, 19 yards, 28 yards, 74 yards, 11, 63, and 68. Second down and 15. They declined the penalty. So Gomez lost 5. Bartlett to throw. Bartlett fires and the pass incomplete.
And guess who was on the coverage on that play, Jeff? Your boy. Brandon Baeza plays defense too, and he does it well.
And we have a winner on the
Yep, he never comes. I don't think Mark Lopez gets to talk to him during games because he's on the field for defense. He's on the field for offense, and he's the punt returner.
And he does everything well.
Yeah. So the only time Mark really gets to talk to him is at halftime.
Yeah, practice.
Or if he wants a breather. And then when Peyton Ball's gone down a couple of times, they put Brandon at quarterback effectively. So it's 3rd and 15 for the Hawks at their own 15. Bartlett to throw. Fires, and the pass tipped and incomplete at the 30-yard line. They had him bracketed pretty well. Bartlett with a pretty accurate pass to try to drop it in there. But the pass couldn't hold on to it. And so they're going to be punting here.
And that was Shane Mora, who scored a touchdown on offense earlier, showing that he can also play some defense as he got his fingertips in there and batted that ball away.
Pass intended for Chavez. We haven't seen Frost in a while. I thought maybe they put him as a wideout when they put Bartlett in. I'm wondering if I missed something. 4th and 15, high snap, and the kick by Rigtrup, a line drive kick. Baeza can do this as well, too. He grabs it at the 44, gets hit at the 47. They're bound and determined not to let him get going. He had a 55-yard punt return against Hobbs for a touchdown a couple of weeks ago. He's tackled here at the 48. That was the last play of the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's 35-7. The Bulldogs lead it on 98.7 FM Classic Rock.
I'd like to announce the Teacher of the Week for Centennial High School. The Teacher for the Week is Miss Rosa Marie Lopez. Miss Lopez is an English language arts and special education teacher who has been working in education since 2006 and teaching for 7 years, everything from DD preschool to 12th grade. She has 2 children, Adriana, 23, who is attending MSU, and Diego, who is a senior at Centennial High School. One granddaughter, Kaylee, 6 years old, who attends 1st grade at Yoraz Elementary School. She enjoys watching her kids play sports, football, track, and soccer, and spending time with her family and camping outdoors. She is passionate about encouraging students' educational opportunities and the importance of reading and writing for life. She is known for enforcing Lunch with Lopez, telling students, discipline yourself so no one else has to. Your ideas are more important than your spelling. Give more details and make it better. Congratulations, Miss Lopez.
Play of the fourth quarter, and it's Peyton Ball coming right across the 50, crashes down to the 47 of Centennial. Ball hasn't carried it but 9 times tonight. He has 40 yards. He's done most of his damage through the air, as the Hawks have kind of dared him to throw it. And the Bulldogs have also been in a lot of bizarre first and long, second and long, second and very, very long, second and even longer than very, very long.
Third and forever.
Third and forever, and they've been hitting ball to Baeza for big plays on more than one occasion tonight. Second down and 6, and the Bulldogs need a timeout. 11:20 to play in the game. Dogs 35, Hawks 7 on 98.7 FM, Classic Rock.
The city of the Cruces Wolfman Dolphin would also like to thank Toledo's, Kelly Liquors, Beasley Mitchell & Company, Western Blend Incorporated, Sun City Plumbing and Heating, Provide Physical Therapy, Taylor Precision Products, Exit Realty.
Well, they got Frost on the table down there.
Yeah, that explains why he's disappeared. Noticed Frost. Dogs have it at the Centennial 47-yard line, 2nd and 5. Baeza in motion, they hand him the football. And the play is stopped, illegal procedure against the Bulldogs. I wonder what was going to happen. I'm dying to know. Looked like the Hawks had it defense pretty well, but it never really did get going. He had taken the handoff, and the flags flew and the whistles blew.
Yeah. I've got my eye on Lance Frost down there on the training table, and looks like they're tending to his right shoulder, which is his throwing shoulder. They've peeled his shoulder pads off of his back.
They're off this week and then take on Oñate in 2 weeks in their regular season finale. Fake handoff to Baeza. Ball wants to throw. Flushed right. Now he's going to tuck it. He's got the midfield stripe and dropped at the 46. Nice open field tackle by Leon. Marker down. Gain of 2. It's the pink flag. One of the referees has a pink flag.
3, 8, 6, 2, 0, 2. Again, blue ticket. 1.
Peyton Ball explaining to the referee what they should be. That's when you know you're having a good night, when you're over in the referee conference and they're listening to you.
Yep.
Not much, though, because they called a personal foul against the Bulldogs. That's the bad news for the Bulldogs. The good news is it's Brandon Baeza time after these personal fouls, because it's going to create an and long situation.
That's right. And it's going to be...
If I'm Centennial, I don't blitz here, because they have been burning the blitzes with the bombs to Baeza.
Maybe they ought to try playing a Zeep zone coverage.
Just surround him, huh? But then somebody else will beat you. You got to pick your poison at some point. 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs. Moves them back to their 39. It was a personal foul, which is generally unnecessary roughness. So somebody popped somebody after the whistle, something along those lines.
It'll be 2nd and 19.
Stick says it's 3rd. Scoreboard says it's 2nd. But it's 19 to go from the Bulldog 39-yard line. And Ball has time, fires over the middle, and the pass knocked down. He was looking for Baeza deep, but one of the underneath defenders knocked it away. Nice play by the Hawks.
Yeah, and Baeza was open too. He had his defender beat. Couldn't see who got his hand on that ball, but well-defended play by the Centennial Hawks.
81.
That would
Leo
be...
Ramirez Gonzalez. The defensive lineman had dropped into the linebacker. It was a zone blitz. So they blitzed but dropped that lineman in there. And he got his hands on what was supposed to be another post route to Baeza, which was there. So credit him for knocking it down and saving the day, or Baeza might be doing another dance. 10-11 to play in the game. Melendez to punt. We haven't seen this very much tonight, and he shanks it off the right side of his foot, and it flutters out of bounds. didn't go very far. He didn't kick it past the first down stick. It was 4th and 19. And the Hawks will take it at their own 47. So good field position. No Frost, though. Bartlett is running the offense now, as Frost has left the game after being shaken up. And so we'll see if Bartlett can get him moving. He's 0 for 2 throwing the ball. Yep. Totally different offense with Bartlett in there. He's kind of a stationary passer.
Looks like they've got the ice pack on Lance Frost's shoulder, his right shoulder. Still taking a look at him.
1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 47-yard line. Bartlett wants to throw. He's grabbed, and Villegas will sack him back at the 43-yard line. Ball came out, say the Bulldogs. I haven't seen the referees react like the ball came out. Bulldogs have the ball, and they'll give the Bulldogs the ball. So Villegas sacked him. The ball came out, and it's Bulldog football. So Bartlett gets sacked by Villegas. 2nd sack for the Dogs. And Bartlett's slow in getting up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're out of quarterbacks.
He's limping. He's not putting any pressure at all on his right foot.
So the Hawks are out of quarterbacks, at least of the ones we know about, Frost and Bartlett, if he can't shake that off, and it didn't look good. Bulldogs have it at the Centennial 43-yard line with 9:48 to play in the game. Peyton Ball hands off to Kolopek going left, gets behind his big line, and they surge him to the 40 for 3. Good defense by the Hawks.
Gain of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Kolopek with 121 yards on 12 carries. 2nd and 7 at the Centennial 40. Bulldogs up 35-7 with 9:20 to play in the game. Brandon Baeza flanked wide to the right. Ryan Olson flanked wide to the left. 2 tight ends set for the Bulldogs. And a good snap to Ball. They bring the kitchen sink. Ball throws it up for his tight end, who's double covered and being held. And the pass incomplete. They had him covered. There was really no reason to hold. Xavier Jimenez, the tight end, was trying a little crossing route. And they had him double covered. So they had him covered well, and for some reason they grabbed him. And it wasn't going to work. The pass was bad. They had him covered, but they held. Pass interference is the call against Centennial because the ball was in the air. 3rd penalty against the Hawks.
15-yard penalty will take the ball down to the 25-yard line.
Well, they did everything well, but they just got too physical with Jimenez when the ball was on the way. 9:06 to play in the game. Bulldogs by 28. This moves them down to the Hawk 25-yard line. De La Cruz wide to the right, joined by Stout. Baeza, the lone receiver, wide to the left. Good snap to Ball. Hands to Kolopek. Bounces it left. Gets taken down. Leone brings him down after a yard gain to the 24. So they bottled him up on his recent carries. 2nd down and 9. The ball was at the Centennial 24-yard line.
And just to check in with Noah Bartlett through the binoculars, he's visibly in pain. They're tending to his ankle. I think it was his right ankle that he hurt. So Centennial gets the ball back on offense, like you said. Who did they put in at quarterback?
2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Handoff, bouncing it right. Kolopek steps out of a tackle, then gets taken down by an ankle tackle at the 22. Nice play. It's a gain of 2 for Kolopek. That was Leo Ramirez-Gonzalez who knocked down the pass to Baeza on the last possession, making the tackle for 2 here. So he's starting to show up everywhere. 3rd and 7 at the Centennial 22 with 8 minutes remaining in the game. Bulldogs by 28. Olson and Baeza wide to the left. Baeza in a slot to the left. Cruz wide to the right. Here comes the blitz. Ball fires, looking for Baeza. He makes the grab. Touchdown. 22-yard TD pass from Ball to Baeza.
Ball to Baeza. That's been the theme tonight, Jeff. And Baeza got himself open on a flag route to the back of the end zone, and a perfectly placed football thrown by Peyton Ball.
3 TD passes for Ball tonight, all 3 of them to Baeza. 293 yards receiving on 8 grabs for Baeza, and 3 touchdowns tonight. Wow. And Figueroa tries to stay perfect on the night, and he does. 42-7 Dogs, 7:39 to play in the game on 98.7 FM Classic Rock. He's just a sophomore. Yeah, no, I believe you. I don't. Run offense, even though it seems like Oregon shotgun no huddle. So you got both. One quarterback's over here with a short. And here's the boot. And it goes out of bounds. So that's going to give Centennial the ball at the 35. Frost was quarterbacking earlier this year in a game against La Cueva. And the Bears are very good. Very physical defense, but the Hawks were ripping off some big gains and such. And then he went down with an ankle injury in that game, and they put Bartlett in. Totally different offense with Bartlett in terms of what they can do. He's not a mobile guy like Frost is. They really need to turn into a pass-first team with Bartlett in there. And so they've kind of got this thing designed this year for Frost skills. And then Bartlett goes in tonight for Frost and then gets hurt just a couple of plays into action. And so now we'll see what the Hawks do at quarterback here. Aiden Trujillo will take over. He hands off. And a stop back at the 34. Trujillo very well might quarterback the JV. I just don't know. He's a starting wide receiver for him. He had a big game against Mayfield a week ago. But they lose a yard on the first play with him at quarterback, and I imagine they'll be limited on what maybe they can do with him, though I'm not certain of that. Maybe Aaron Ocampo has all the confidence in the world with him. So Bartlett goes down, and he's still on the training table, so it doesn't look good for Noah. I hate to see that. Handoff across the 35, across the 40. That's a gain of 5.
Taking it to the 40-yard line.
That was Acosta on the carry, getting his first carry of the night, picks up 5. And we're under the auspices of the mercy rule now with 6:40 and counting to play in the game. 35-point lead for the Bulldogs gets the running clock going. So Bartlett goes down on a sack. I didn't see what play Frost got hurt on. Play action. Trujillo wants to throw. Zips to the sideline, looks great doing it, and throws a completion for a first down. Brought down was Ruben Kinderman who made the catch.
All the way up to the 50-yard line. First down.
Aiden Trujillo, a little bit more lanky, you might say, than Lance Frost and Noah Bartlett.
Well, he threw a strike there. Good looking pass, 1st and 10 for the Hawks at midfield. And he's back to pass again. Heaves it long, puts it under some air underneath it, throws it long, and it's a complete down at the 15, intended for Rodriguez with De La Cruz in coverage.
And Rodriguez is begging for a flag on that play.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Hawks.
We've seen some flags against the Bulldogs secondary tonight, and against the passing game. We've seen some of these deep balls where they have drawn flags. Primarily against the Bulldogs, but they didn't get one there. Rodriguez was lobbying for it. 2nd and 10, the ball at midfield. And Trujillo will hand off. Straight ahead, across the 50, down to the 46-yard line. Leon fights to the 45 before being stacked up.
Josiah Leon on the carry.
Gain of 5 for Leon, 8 carries, 19 yards for
Gain
Leon.
of 5 on the play.
He's had tough sledding in between the tackles. He's a tough runner, though. So next week, the Bulldogs take Oñate on. That's here at the Field of Dreams. The Hawks are off. Trojans go to Hobbs. And then the week after that, you have the two city rivalry games. Handoff. Leon has some running room. Gets to the second level. Punches it across the 40 to the 28. It's a gain of 7 for Leon, and it's a first down for the Hawks at the Bulldog 38-yard line. But in 2 weeks, you got the Hawks of the Knights on a Thursday night at Aggie Memorial, and then on Friday night, Mayfield and Las Cruces at Aggie Memorial, and then the week after that, the playoffs will begin. Hawks are going to be 4-5 after tonight. Snap a little high. Trujillo handles it, hands off. Leon has running room. Across the 30, down to the 25-yard line. That's his best run of the night yards-wise, a gain of 13.
And Trujillo not afraid to throw a block on that play.
Honestly, they look pretty good with him. I know it's 42-7, but he's not missing a beat running the offense, is he?
He's not.
He's thrown a good pass. Run nice handoffs. Knows what's going on. Fake handoff. Trujillo slides right, throws, and the pass tipped and incomplete. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Sweet Caroline coming from the Bulldog Band.
One of my favorite songs.
Student Body seems to be enjoying it.
If you're a Red Sox fan, that song is not on your playlist.
You did notice that, right? Is that why you've been so quiet? Just enjoying the music?
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Trujillo hands off to Leon. Leon kind of hesitates, then waits, finds some room, and he's going to carry for 10 down to the 50. Bulldogs have Villegas out of the game. They've sprinkled in some changes at linebacker a little bit. But still an impressive drive by the Hawks with their third-string quarterback. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the Bulldog 15-yard line. Trujillo, hands off. Acosta straight ahead. Acosta fighting. Grab. He breaks free. Breaks free at the 10. Dropped at the 5. They'll give him the 6. That's a gain of 9. Yeah, you admire the fight in these guys. And Trujillo doing a nice job running this drive. I'm sure Frost would say, hey, we could have operated.
Down to the 5-yard line.
Inside linebacker for the Bulldogs had a big game. 2nd and less than a yard to go at the 6. First down yardage of the 5. And a direct snap. It goes to Acosta. Bubbles back, coming left. Now he gets to the corner and is run out of bounds at the 4. Stout takes Acosta down, but it's a gain of 2 and a first down with 1:52 to play. So 1st and goal at the 4.
Fans, just a reminder, no fans are allowed on the field at the conclusion of the game unless you have a sideline pass. Thank you.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line. And Trujillo hands to Acosta. Coming left, hit at the 4, puts down his head and fights all the way down inside the 2. Again, good effort.
Right down at the 2-yard line. Brings up 2nd and down for the Hawks.
2nd and goal at the 2 for the Hawks. 42-7 Dogs. 1:10 to play in the game. It's Trujillo and Acosta again in the backfield. And it'll be Acosta straight ahead. Hit at the goal line. Penalty marker flies. He gets into the end zone.
That'll be a face mask penalty for sure.
It's a touchdown then, if that's the case. 2-yard run for Acosta. And it is a face mask against the Dogs. So the TD will stand. Hawks scored a TD on their second drive of the game, and then they score a TD on their last drive of the game.
I think it was Stout that got in there and got the hands up in the face mask of Gabriel Acosta. But it doesn't really matter too much at this point. he got into the end zone anyway.
59 seconds to play in the game. It's 42-13. The Bulldogs lead it. And it looks like Centennial's going to go for 2.
Yep.
The entire Bulldog student body's still here. They're not going home early. 59 seconds to play in the game. It's 42-13 Bulldogs, and the Hawks have it at the 3 going for 2. Trujillo throws it up into the back corner of the end zone for Rodriguez, and it's overthrown and incomplete. So the 2-point play fails. 59 seconds to play in the game. It's the Dogs 42, the Hawks 13 on 98.7 FM, Classic Rock.
Las Cruces High 42.
One minute. Got a cramper. We have a cramper.
Get him some pickle juice.
Well, I had fun watching Baeza tonight.
Yeah.
I think Trujillo looks fine at quarterback. Frost has a sling on, right shoulder or elbow or something. On the training table, and they got crutches ready for him. Trujillo. Yard penalty for the face mask stepped off on the kick, and Hernandez will boot it away and kick it deep. And it's caught at the 10-yard line, to the 15, to the 20. That's Olson, and he's down at the 24. So Cruces in a position where they could take a knee a couple of times and end this. Centennial beat the Bulldogs the first couple of times they played. The Bulldogs ended that last year with a win, and they're romping tonight. 42-13 Bulldogs. Eight catches, 293 yards, and 3 TDs for Brandon Baeza tonight. And they get into the victory formation. And Ball will take a knee.
And Peyton Ball will take a knee.
They'll have to do that maybe one more time. So the final score tonight will be Las Cruces 49, Centennial 13. The Bulldogs will move to 7-1, 4-0 in the district. The Hawks fall to 4-5, 3-2 in the district. They need a bye week bad this week to either get Frost healthy and back for the Oñate game in a couple of weeks, or get Trujillo schooled up and ready to go as QB1.
Yeah, it will be interesting going forward. And with Frost in a sling and Bartlett on crutches, Aiden Trujillo could very well be the #1 quarterback come next week, or 2 weeks, I should say.
Bulldogs impressive tonight. Down to 2, down to 1. There's the ball game. The final score, the Bulldogs 42. The Hawks 13. The Bulldogs turn their attention to the Knights. The Hawks turn their attention to a bye week. And we'll turn our attention to the post-game show when we come back after this on 98.7 FM, Classic Rock. So Peyton goes 15 of 20, 378 and 3 TDs. And that's the value in putting the receiver, is I could go back and figure out what kind of night Baeza had when it started getting monster.
Did you develop this system?
I did I used to do it the way you did it. But that back then high school football was 7 passes. And then I went over.